Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let's see who was here first. Raffaella Bertoni, Bonacera. Uh, um, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Prego, Prego. Thank you for being here first. Let's see, Carolita Simone. Thank you, Lucy Wynn, Judy Matassid. Losa Amayi Lam, thank you for being here. Lorna Williams, let's see. Uh, what is that? Oh, anyway, hello, Lydia Washington, Gwendolyn Daniels, um, and a host of friends and others. Okay. Deborah Robinson wants to say hi to a few people. Joyce Yvette Davies, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. Okay, there's that, and all right, slides are on the way. Looks like the slides are on the way. Hey, it looks like my slides are on the way. Hey, catchy tune. Somebody ought to put that to some music. There we go. The slides are here. But where are the slides? I don't know what's happening to me, you all. I'm running out of titles. Prince Harry and Princess Meghan, weekly news roundup, and other stuff. Weekly news roundup and other stuff. I, I'm losing it. I don't have any titles left in me. I couldn't think of anything else. So it's weekly news roundup and other stuff. I like it. It's catchy. So welcome to Prince Harry and Princess Meghan weekly news roundup and other stuff. Welcome. Okay. Um what am I doing here? So check this out. I don't know who the artist is. I cannot make out that name, that cipher right there, but very cool. And in the spirit of the American Riviera orchard, you could see that the artist used a textured paper, and it almost seems like you could just, I don't know, just reach into the screen and feel the ripples of the very high quality stock under your fingertips, right? Uh huh. Okay. Let me see. Book of the year, nonfiction narrative. What? Prince Harry. That's right, Prince Harry. Kevin Seinfeld, Britney Spears, Philippa Gregory. Who else is that? Stephen Bartlett and Politics on the Edge. Oh, that's Rory Stewart. Yeah, you know what? Y'all can just go home now. It won't matter because Prince Harry, Spare, the best-selling book of all time. Well, actually, one of the best-selling books of all time, according to Guinness Book of Records. The best, fastest-selling book of all time. Anyway, the Spare is something that is completely different from everything else out there because in that short period of time, it just blew all those other numbers away. And when you consider that these are people buying hardcover books, now I saw that one article that said Prince Harry has made an incredible amount of money from the sales of Spare. And you all remember he gave that big fat donation to Ballet, right? Remember when they were complaining about him taking a private jet to the Ballet game fundraiser? I think it was in Aspen, was it? Even though it was not his jet and it was headed that way, whether or not Harry was on the plane, which is more than you could say for the rest of that royal family. But look at what good came out of it. Look at what good came out of it. Harry was able to go and play with his brother Nacho and the rest of the team members. And this was during the very height of the global pandemic, because I remember people were still wearing the face mask, but he raised a lot of money, and that's the important thing. So, cheers to our fave. Okay. And then take a look here. Meticulous planning with retailer partners, extra tight security, and one of the most complicated and sensitive logistic plans any of us will ever experience, according to one retailer, underpinned the success of Spare, the first memoir from a serving member of the British royal family. Prince Harry's book, written with J.R. Moringer, which set the news agenda both before and after publication, sold more than 700,000 copies through the TCM. Um, it is the fastest selling nonfiction hardback since records began, and finished 2023 as the biggest selling book of the year. That's what Oprah would say. Nobody's gonna believe it. But it's all true. Oh man. Success. Success. And take a look here. Uh, AP Week in Pictures, North America, Associated Press, one of those agencies that no longer can trust Kensington Palace. Anyway, picture of the week. That's right. The picture of the week, Prince Harry. Now, the picture that they chose, because nobody consulted me, is the one on the left side, the one that accompanies the article. But had they queried me about it, I would have picked the one on the right side. Either one, Harry looks absolutely dashing and incredibly handsome and rugged, and um, he every bit the superhero that he is. The only thing is, I would have chosen the one on the right side because it just thunders. Well, actually, the other one, I think the other one with the polo mallet kind of curved backwards, you could see how much tension is being put on that rod as he swings back with it. There is a lot of action there, but I prefer the one on the right side because of the way Harry is leaning in on that turn. Yeah, I go for the one on the right. But you know what? There are people who are better qualified than I, so I am going to yield to their authority and say, oh, yeah, that one on the left side clearly is more spectacular than the one on the right side. But yeah, Britain's Prince Harry participates in the 2024 Royal Salute Polo Challenge to benefit Ballet, Friday, April 12th, 2024, in Wellington, Florida. And that is the image that they have chosen. I would prefer the one on the right, but I mean, he's really putting his shoulder in it. You know what I'm saying? He is leaning. He's putting his shoulder in it. It just looks amazing. But they're both great images, and it really solidifies the legendary status that Harry has as a royal prince that plays the sport of kings. That's because he is King Harry. Hey, Joan Garcia. Let me see who else is here. Love wins movement. Baron, look at the ball position. That's why it was chosen. Harry made the strike too obvious. Oh, I see. I see. I didn't notice it. Yeah, the ball is literally lingering in midair. Yeah, I get that now. That is incredible. Wow. He's really got that ball up there. Okay. So we are still talking about polo, right? Right. Okay. Okay. You can see more of Harry's face in the one on the right. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. The one on the right, but I guess because of the way it's cropped, I don't know if there was a landscape version of that one. The way it's cropped may have been the problem or may have taken away from it. And look at the expression on the horse's face on the right side. Harry and horse, man and beast are one. Man and beast are one. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go with the one on the right. I just have to. It's everything to me. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Now, if I had to choose a photo of the week, if I had to take, all of the photos and just say, what was it? Which one sold you? It has to be this one. It has to be this one. It has to be, yeah, this one. Clearly, this one. You have all the power of their images side by side. You have a security person on the right side, and I'm not sure who the other guy is on the left side. He's carrying a bag, so I don't know. He might be security. Sometimes they keep certain things out of sight just in case somebody, um, you know, wants to challenge them. They do have certain things that they keep out of sight. Yes, among other things, there's probably some magazines in that case. Yeah, there's probably some magazines in that case. So, yeah, maybe he's a magazine salesman. Yeah, that's who he is. Um, but yeah, they are quite secure, and it is very much a very powerful image. And look at those tone, lean arms that Meghan has. Meghan's shoulders are. It's got to be one of her best assets is her shoulders, and she loves to show them off, and as well she should. So I'm going to say this one is very much the photo of the week out of all of them, but there's so many you could choose from. Now, you guys, I was feeling a certain way today. I looked at my photos and I noticed that 6 years ago today, I was in Paris. And so that is the photo that I took of the Eiffel Tower from the roof deck of the Notre Dame. I was at Notre Dame and I snapped that photo of the Eiffel Tower. Wow, that really takes me back. That really takes me back. Whenever you go to Paris, go in the springtime. At that point, it's not overrun with tourists. I found the weather to be very agreeable, and it was just a certain feeling of optimism in the air as people were ready for another beautiful summer. Um, well, a beautiful spring in Paris. So that is an image I took from Notre Dame. I was listening to Leon, what is it? La Miambi Rose. Da, 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 la, da, 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 da. Yep. Yeah, Yes, I was feeling very, very Paris today. So that I guess I was just traveling in my head. Um, Here's another image from Paris, one of those old citrons, one of those citrons, that very famous French car that is such a novelty in other countries, but there you see them all the time. But yeah, and it was actually that bright green. And if you've never seen one in person, the you can see how the window opens halfway, so you can just kind of pin it up to get some air. And this has the rolling like fabric roof or whatever, and is hydro pneumatic suspension. Say that 10 times fast. Hydro pneumatic suspension. Great car, though. It is a great car, built to last. And of course, there is the River Seine. And of course, you can see all of those beautiful French rooftops. And do you guys see an image here? What do you see when you look at this woman walking beneath La Tour Eiffel? Do you guys see anything? La Tour Eiffel. Well, let me see in the background. I think I see, what is that? The Ministry of Justice, or the Parliament, or whatever that is. Oh, you guys answered already. Let me see. Yulibi, I think you were first. And also, what is that? Salaries? Let me see. And Beverly McCaskill. Okay, you all see it. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? There's a face calling me to come back to Paris. Take a look at this one, a classic old photo. At least I guess it's old. Who knows when it was taken, but that is lovely. That is lovely. I got to go back to Paris. I just have to. I have to go back. I miss it. I miss it. When I see a big croissant, I go to the Arc Triomphe whenever I'm in Paris. Then, like an American, I go to McDonald's because my money goes a whole lot further. Yeah, that's my favorite French song. It's called La Mienvie McDaniels. Yes, your money goes much further. Okay. And the other thing that's been on my mind are lemons. La Primavera, which is a painting by Botticelli, is what was the inspiration for the famous lemon dress. If you guys remember Meghan wearing the lemon dress, which I just realized I neglected to grab a slide for the lemon dress. It was inspired by this painting, which was one of the favorites of Oscar de la Renta. I've been thinking about lemons a lot because of American Riviera Orchard. Hello, Ivy here. Hey, Ivy. Hey, Ivy. Hello, Ivy here. Bye for now. Bye from Ivy. Bye. I'm out of practice with my hello, Ivy here. Okay. And of course, you can see how I made that connection. Lemons presented with the American Riviera Orchard. So, yeah, I got Paris on my mind. I have lemons on my mind. I have spring on my mind. Now, let's go in a total opposite direction. Now, this is the usual image of Charles III, right? You know, he always kind of looks like he's wearing some cherry lip gloss. His lips are always shiny and wet. Um, I care not to speculate about that because of that infamous phone call. But his lips are always so shiny and wet, and I could only imagine it's cherry lip gloss. Don't know where he got it from, but always cherry lip gloss. But the other day, someone grabbed this snap. I don't know. I'm thinking it must have been an overcast sky or something. But when I first saw it, it scared the bejesus out of me. I'm like, what is going on with your mouth? What is going on with your mouth? I mean, remember when he got upset because of that inkwell? Remember when he was like grimacing and everything because that ink tray was on the desk and he wanted it out of there? Do you think maybe it's because he has a big appetite and he loves to drink ink straight out of the inkwell? I'm just asking for a friend. It looks like he's been sipping from the inkwell. Either way, either way, it is yes. You know what? I was getting there. I was getting there. And then I thought about that trip to Germany when Charles showed up looking just like Grandpa on the Monsters, cherry lip gloss and all. Oh, you think that picture was made up? It's been circulating on the Twitter, and I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it was a combination overcast or something, but either way, it looks like he's been, I tell you, we have not seen that guy that threw the eggs at him for a while. But look at that cherry lip gloss. See how shiny his mouth is? Look at how shiny his mouth is. Yeah, that is Grandpa from the Monsters. Bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum ba ba ba. And do remember, you guys, Charles' solo trip to the Eastern European country, his is his first abroad since he was crowned king on May 6th, Archie's birthday. Last Friday, the king was received with military honors at Romania's presidential palace in the capital, Bucharest, before he traveled to Bucolic, Transylvania, where he owns a number of properties. You see how it's all coming together? You see how it's all coming together? Charles is an immortal. Let's see here. Let me see. In a cloak. And he's Palpatine from Star Wars. Actually, I know exactly who you're talking about. Legs, you amaze me with some of these characters that you just conjure up at will, but it's actually very impressive. It is very impressive. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those handy. Although, actually, I do have one, and I just don't know where it is. Ah, there it is. There it is. Okay, I'm going to show you what. So weird this connection that we have, Legs. So weird. Um, but I got it. Actually, I got it. I will share it with the group. There we go. Yeah. If you put a cloak if you put a cloak on him, there you have it. Thank you, Legs. There you have it. That's exactly who we're dealing with, folks. That is exactly who we're dealing with. Oh, man. If you just joined us, I have run out of titles. So this is the weekly roundup and other stuff. I'm not even sure what the other stuff is, but I'll make it up as I go along. Anyway, I don't think we'll be here but an hour today. So yeah, there you go. Charles' first trip abroad after he was crowned king was to Transylvania, Transylvania, and of course, there it is right there. Um, I went to Transylvania and spent the night in King Charles' bed. The king is set to embark on his annual trip to the estate he owns in Transylvania. Um, when he is not there, it also operates as a guest house. So that is his castle surrounded by a cemetery in Transylvania. And on the right side, as you can see, one of the things that most locals carry, I think, is mandatory by law. They must have one of these in every household. It is an exorcism kit. Yes, because in Transylvania, you never know when you might run into a British royal. So it is very important to travel, or at least to, you know what I'm saying, to keep one of these. You know how some people have fire extinguishers? Well, most people in the community, they keep these exorcism kits just in case. Yeah, you never know when you might need it. No use in getting careless, right? So, Meghan Markle's jam gets rave reviews from Nacho Figueroa's. Did I tell you I love your jam? Yes, quite a display by Nacho, I should say. And I actually made a video earlier which features those new images. So, oh gosh, I hope this is it. Yeah, I think this is it. I'm telling you, I was jamming, y'all. When I hear that music, it just makes me get up and do the Charleston. And I was doing the Uncle Jed and all kind of stuff. I just love that music. That is so like catchy. You know what I mean? I was over here getting down, y'all. Had my head bopping, and then I started whirling that finger around like I was wearing one of them zoot suits. I was jamming, y'all. I love that. I cannot tell you how many times I watched it. But yeah, so there's Nacho laying into the jam. Um, oh my goodness, what a good idea. Get some nice soft butter and slather it on that bread, and then throw you a couple of raspberries on top. Mom, Mama wants to know who stole the jam, who's been in a nice clean kitchen, who stole the jam. Have you guys ever heard that song? It's called Who Stole the Jam. It's by the Peter sisters. If you want to hear something super cute that I cannot play because of copyright, it's called Who Stole the Jam. It's by the Peter sisters. You are going to love that song. If you like this kind of music, you're going to love that song. It's called Who Stole the Jam. Mama wasn't looking when the stuff was tooken. Better take it on the lamb. Who stole the jam? Mama wants to know you're a real disgrace. Who stole the jam? Let me see here. Who stole the jam? Was it Sally or Irene or something like that? I forget the words. Mama wants to know. There we go. There we go. But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot play it per copyright. But it is the cutest thing ever. It's called Who Stole the Jam? Mama wants to know who stole the jam. It's one of those old songs from back in the day. Yeah. Mama wants to know, it's beyond belief, who stole the jam? You're a little thief. Oh man. The Peters sisters. Have you guys ever heard of them? They are a group of women from the US. Yeah, that's it. Ragtime. Kind of like what was that movie? Where they remember that song The Sting? Yeah. The Ragtime. Wasn't there a band called Somebody Ragtime Band? Oh well. Oh, Mama's Jam with Brie. Mmm. That sounds good. I've had like, oh gosh, they have one at Trader Joe's, which is brie, and it has like uh, a blueberry something, and oh my goodness, this is so good. It's so creamy, and you have that contrast of the creamy brie and the kind of sweet and sour blueberry. Okay. Okay. I'm making myself hungry. But yeah, and of course, before Nacho's images, you had Delphine, who created quite a spread there on the right side. And of course, she's holding the jar there on the left, just so you know where those images came from. And so we're up to 5 people who've actually shared, 6 if you include Nacho doing his second round of photos. So yeah, there's been 6 people that have presented Megan's world famous jam. Okay, and of course there is our very gorgeous quartet right there. Nacho, Delphina, Megan, and Harry. Wow, what a week it's been. What a week it has been. I finally came down from the high of it all. And while we're on the subject of France, Paris, This is the let me see. That is the Lyon um train station, right? The Gare de Lyon. Yeah, the Gare de Lyon train station I think is the one. And that one, when it was built with a clock because at the time the British were, doing their grand tours of Europe, and the train station was built with the British traveler, the very landed gentry, wealthy British traveler in mind. So, as you can see, they added something that was reminiscent of Big Ben to this train station. Yeah, but I think it's the Gare de Lyon. Let me know if that's right. Here's the inside. By the way, I took all these photos myself. Before I knew anything about Misa and Harriman, I saw that train station and something told me black and white was the way to go. So I did the black and white photos of the Gare de Lyon. I got to get back to Paris. I have to get back to Paris. I couldn't believe I was in Paris. I was just like, where I come from, you don't dream of going to Paris, let alone going to Paris. And there I was, um, in Paris, just like I was in a movie, just like I had jumped inside of a postcard. There I was. And those are people of color, so I didn't feel so alone. uh, Here's a little secret. Um, when people from my neighborhood travel, we always look for people that look like they come from my neighborhood. It's just a little habit I have. So I was like, hey, what up, y'all? Y'all going for some catfish? I got 5 on it. Yeah, I'm always looking for people from my neighborhood. And then I think this is the last one. There is a reflection of that old train station reflected on a very modern glass and steel building. Now, I don't know who is making these things, but I keep seeing them popping up on Twitter. Whatever the palace is hiding is huge. It is huge. Where is Kate? Somebody is trolling Prince William. I am of the opinion that they are hiding a pulled pork sandwich. Clearly, whatever they're hiding has to do with a pulled pork sandwich. It's like that mysterious trip to Poland all over again. But whatever the palace is hiding is huge. And right here, if you're wondering where that reference come from, Prince William stuns customers as he enjoys a great night having dinner at an LGBT restaurant, choosing the 7.5 pound, 7 pound 50 dish during surprise trip to Poland. William was spotted in Warsaw Butyrol bistro with Kensington Palace staff. The owner said he ordered a pulled pork sandwich and fries that cost £7 50. Yeah. And so right there, Prince William stunned Polish diners last night by arriving at an LGBTQ restaurant for a £7 50. I at the time I kind of blanked it out because I thought I would blush every time I said it. So that's why you can see I redacted pulled pork sandwich with some fries on the side. Now, Harry fought the Taliban, Willie's taking on Jam. Again, somebody is stalking William with these comments. As the next commander in chief of the British Armed Forces, Prince William tries to show that he can win at least against strawberry jam, as evident by his trip to that whatever kitchen it was where they prep those meals. I guess it's like a food bank. As evident by his trip to the food bank, William is showing that he's ready to take on American Riviera Orchard Jam. Yes, he will fight jam with the best of them. And of course, there is the American Riviera Orchard. Love this collage. Love this collage. That is beautiful. Don't know how they managed that, but that really encapsulates all of the stuff surrounding the jam from this week. And here's another one of those creations from the same person. It's official. Harry and Meghan are world's most glamorous couple. And this is the other thing that had me preoccupied today. I was listening to Leontine Price. Anything Leontine Price is amazing. Anything Leontine Price singing Puccini, right? Puccini. If you're not familiar with Puccini, if you've ever heard the what is it? The soundtrack of Moonstruck, that was Puccini. Love me some Puccini. Love Leontine Price singing Puccini, which of course I can't share for copyright, but and I just love her. And with that, you guys, I think I'm done. Yes, I think that's it. Am I done? Wow, that went by fast. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep, I am done. Uh, yeah, you guys are getting off easy tonight. It is true. So, what is that? 44 minutes? That's got to be a record for a live. So, I'm just going to hang out here. Oh, Bonzola Adams, I just completed today. I just completed today. Yes, 44 minutes. All right. Good night, Gwendolyn Daniels. Yes, I'm done. Sonia Johnson, I'm done. I told you it's going to be short. Yeah, I just kind of threw something together really fast and now it's over. Um, sorry. Sorry. But yeah. Yes, Hazel Jones, that's it. That's it. 44 minutes. I mean, it's not the usual hour and a half to 3 hours, but it's 44 minutes. Just some days you guys are going to think about today and be like, wow, we were so lucky and I didn't realize it. Yeah, you'll think about today and realize how blessed you were. Oh, I got a feeling that he knew exactly. As a matter of fact, he had probably studied that menu day and night. He had that menu committed to memory. You know how sometimes you can barely get William to come out of the house? When they told him that they were going to Poland, he was out there standing by the car before the driver showed up. Okay? He offered to fly the helicopter all the way to Poland. No need. We'll just take the helicopter. Oh, man. I don't know. Where is the real Baron? I think the first clue was that the title for tonight. What was that? It says Prince Harry and Princess Meghan weekly news roundup and other stuff. This should have been the first clue where today was headed. I don't know. I think I was too busy daydreaming about Paris. That is what happened to me. I was daydreaming about Paris. Paris, j'attends. I was too busy dreaming about Paris. Oh man, you guys, my heart is in Paris right now. That's all I could think about. Yep, that's all I can think about is. Oh, by the way, someone sent me a Cash App earlier. I don't want to say the name, but Lee. Well, let me see. LAR. Yes, LAR. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Okay. Wow, Iris, you're gonna love it. You are going to love it. Yes, you are going to love it. I love it. I love Paris. And the good thing, Iris, is that Notre Dame will be open by the time you get there. They're supposed to reopen in time for the Olympics. So, yeah. So, you guys, I am going to go and watch something Paris. I wish the new season of Emily in Paris was ready. I could watch that. Yeah, I would love to watch that. Oh, what is that? Love Wins Movement. What is that about? Oh my goodness. Now, you guys are going to be very shocked to hear this, but I have visited Paris maybe 5 times, and you wouldn't believe how many times I have gone gone up in the Eiffel Tower. Zero. I've walked under that thing several times and never gone upstairs. I don't know why. For some reason, I just thought I'd save it for the next trip and the next trip and the next trip, and I've just never gone up. Yep, I've never gone up. So I don't know. Next time? Oh, um, there's cops everywhere. Oh wait, who said that? Oh, Linda Lala said Paris a couple of weeks ago. He said they really cleaned it up, but there are cops everywhere. Nice. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. Although it's better in Rome because listen, you have not lived until you've seen one of the police in or the what is it the police however they say it. You have not lived until you've seen those cops in Rome with those form-fitting uniforms. That's all I'll tell you. Is those form-fitting uniforms. That is that will make you get a gym membership. It will make you get a gym membership. All I could say is I couldn't tell if I was in Rome or if I had stumbled into Chippendales. Yeah, I couldn't tell if I was in Rome or if I had stumbled into Chippendales. I kept waiting for I kept waiting for the cops in Rome to pull out a boom box and say, "Did somebody call the police?" I was waiting for them to pull out a boom box. I was trying to figure out if there was Velcro in those uniforms. I was waiting for them to say, "Did somebody call the police?" Yeah, that's what I remember from Rome. I was thinking that they would pull out a boom box, and then I say, "Well, give me a minute. I need to go and exchange some money." And and we take it from there. But Oh, wow. So when I took this photo, you guys, when I took this photo, let me tell you, my iPhone said on that day that I had walked the equivalent of 26 floors. Now, I don't believe it was 26 floors to get to the top of Notre Dame, but I do believe that combined with other places I went around Paris, I did a total of 26 floors that day. So my thighs, I felt like my thighs was like a fallen horse, as though I needed to just take my thighs somewhere and put them out of their misery. My thighs were burning like you wouldn't believe. My thighs were burning so bad, I smell like bacon. Yeah, I smell like bacon. I do have some pics. I just did not get any of them out for now, but yeah, I do have some pics from Notre Dame, among other things. And then, of course, you can't take me anywhere, right? When I went up in the tower at Notre Dame, you go up to the bell tower. That's where the steps are, right? So on the way up to the top of the bell tower, I saw this guy, he was in his uniform. He was there to monitor us while we were on that particular portion of the Notre Dame. And I noticed that there was this the big bell was just over our heads. And I looked at him, I said, "Hi, do you see a lot of people from all over the world?" It wasn't noisy. I was just doing that to be silly. I was pretending like I thought he had lost his hearing. Does it get really loud up here? And he knew what I was doing, so he started laughing. But it was funny. I was teasing him. Some of those timbers date back to the 12th century. Hey, is it true there's an elevator? Yeah. Like I say, you can't really take me anywhere. I couldn't have been the first person to do that to him because he thought it was funny. But if I found out it was an elevator and I didn't take it, I'd have been really upset. I would have been very upset if I found out that there was an elevator at Notre Dame and nobody told me where it was. Yeah, and it actually hurt worse coming down the steps than going up the steps. It really did. It was harder to breathe on the way up, but it was harder to walk down the steps, to climb down those steps. Let me see here. Oh, here loves win. That is very wise words. Very wise words. Okay. But yeah, this was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful, beautiful day, and I walked around and just took pictures of people. Took pictures of some of the interesting cars. I sat over at the Paris City Hall, I think it is, and watched the kids on their skateboards and stuff. Such a beautiful day. I felt like the luckiest person in the world to be able to be in Paris on a spring day like that. It was like everything for me just to be there. Could not believe it. In Paris on a warm, but not too hot spring day. I think it was it April or May? I believe it was, well, I said it was this time 6 years ago, so it had to be April. But yeah, I was very blessed. And then after this, I went to Barcelona. I took that high speed train to Barcelona. But, one of the views that I'm going to have to be prepared for next time, when you leave Versailles and you come back into Paris, it seems like the train is elevated above the city. Am I wrong about that? But it seemed like there was a bit of an elevation. And if I'm correct, you have to be on the left side of the train as it moves forward, and you can see this amazing view of Paris from the train. Yeah, there's an amazing view of Paris from the train. I could still remember it just like I just got off the train yesterday. Uh, isn't it beautiful? Let me see. When a doctor thinks you can't pay or it's not covered for expensive treatment, they will either not treat you or give you a cheaper or less effective, affordable chemo. Yeah. Yeah, it varies. When you don't have resources, treatment can really vary, and it should not be that way. But one thing's for sure, um, persistence pays off. Persistence. You have to break through the system sometimes. Um, and if you're not sure what I mean by that, um, it means you have to get on that phone early and don't take no for an answer. Don't be afraid to confront people. You have to be your own advocate because you can't trust people to have your best interests. You have to do or say something that'll stand out. Good morning, Baron, mods, and squatties on a Sunday morning. Living in the heart of Europe is really a blessing. We often just go for a day trip to Venice. I love Venice, for instance, or go for shopping in Mushin. Yes, Venezia or Mushin. I'm going to say it like they do in the native countries. Venezia and Mushin. But yeah, it's unreal, Lisette, and thank you for being here. But it's unreal. And honestly, you guys, you don't even have to go to those airports. Just take a train. A lot of places you can do a train trip started early in the morning and then come back on that last train before midnight. And you probably won't even have to buy an extra ticket if you do things just right. And you could just relax and it'll bring you right to the city center. You're not out in a suburb somewhere. So the rail service in Europe is excellent compared to the US. And if you ever go there, take advantage of it. Don't think, oh, I got to take the airport to go to another city. See how much and how fast you can get there on a train because, like Paris to Barcelona, is a high speed train. And you get there so fast, the train is so smooth, you could stand up a pencil and it won't fall. And it's just so much easier. I prefer that. Oh, yeah. But I'm going to tell you, the trains in the UK are un they are just they're so expensive for no good reason. They are so expensive. Now, here's one more recommendation for anybody going to Europe. Buy your rail pass. Buy your rail pass before you leave home. You have to figure out what kind of trip you're going to take, and that depends on what kind of pass that you'll buy. but you'll save so much money buying them stateside. Um, if you buy it, you as okay, go to like Rail Europe. If you can, call them and explain to them what your plans are. Call them. That was so helpful for me because that way I was able to get the proper rail pass. And so the last time I got like a 2 month pass, and I had a total of 20 days of travel plus an additional 2 days for as a bonus with the purchase, right? And by doing that, you can validate your first day on the train, right? And travel from whatever time in the morning, like if you leave out at 12:01 a.m. and return to the next train, board that last train of the day by 11:59 p.m., that is considered 1 day travel. And in between, you could possibly exit the train and go to one or two other cities. You get me? I'm saying that day pass, you could actually go to one or two different cities, and that counts as 1 day travel. You don't have to validate another day because you got a 24-hour rail pass. Now imagine me having a 20-day rail pass with two bonus days, and I used all of them, by the way. Um, and I was able to get off the train, visit another city, and then board the train again within hour or two, 3 hours, whatever the schedule is for the next train, and continue. And as long as I'm finished by or board for that last round that day before midnight, then all of that's just 1 day travel. And you could do that unlimited. You could do that unlimited with a day pass on the train. You cannot beat that with a stick. It was awesome. So, hope I explained that well. But I would say call. Don't try to do it on the computer. Call and tell them what your plans are, and they will tell you what kind of rail pass is most beneficial for you. Let's see. Next, yeah, absolutely. That is a brilliant idea, right? I hope that happens for you. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right. I looked at that town when you mentioned it before. Oh my goodness. That was it was like living in a postcard. Surely that was a postcard. Surely that was a postcard. But thank you so much for the invitation. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that is helpful. But yeah, it's been 6 years since I had that rail pass. So I'm assuming that, and also buy it so that they can ship it to your address before you leave home. So you cannot plan too soon. And I'm not sure what your age is, but I've mentioned this before. I'll tell you again. I wanted the cheapest way of travel possible, right? But because of my age, I did not qualify for the student discount, and I did not qualify for the senior discount. So I had to get a first class rail pass. And of course, I'm thinking first class, oh my God, the expense of it all. But this is how they explained it to me. The only way we can guarantee you a seat is that you have that first class ticket. So if you have that first class, no matter how crowded the trains are, you are going to have a seat, right? At the time, I didn't get it. After I got there, it made so much sense because sometimes in the back of the train, people are standing and they're not allowed to come up to the first class, right? And that's when I understood that the lady was had my best interest at heart. Plus, sometimes that first class comes with a meal. And yes, the seats are bigger and more plush than the seats in the steerage compartment. Um, I know because I accidentally went to the steerage compartment and I was like, ouch, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong part of the train. And I went to the first class. So instead of having two and two, sometimes they have like one seat and then two seats on the other side, kind of like when you're flying on one of those puddle jumper planes. Yeah, that kind of seating, but very comfortable and you won't regret it. And it's really not that expensive. It's really not that expensive. So in 2018, when that was the most rail pass I ever used, my rail pass for 2 months, which I had 20 days in 2 months. That's the type of pass I purchased. That's why I say you have to tell them what your needs are. And I figured in 2 months, I will probably use at least 20 of those days. But again, you can hop on and off that train with those individual day passes. So you put in the date when you validate your ticket, you put in the date, and I think you put your initial. And then when they come through and check your ticket, they'll do the hole punch. Now, again, that was a while ago, but I'm assuming they still do that. And so when they punch that ticket, then that means your ticket is validated for that day. But you have to enter the date before you before that train takes off. Otherwise, they'll think that you're trying to be clever and they'll be like, "Oh, you know, you really were supposed to do that yourself." So that's it. When you start your day and you know what train that you're going to take, you just, and if you're not sure, you just go to the concierge or the kiosk or whatever, and they will do it for you. And you're off and running. And there is no language barrier. If you could use your cell phone in the US, you could use your cell phone there. If you could use the what do you call it, the map search and all that kind of stuff at home, you could use it there. You won't get lost, and you can schedule stuff. You can ride the bus. Uh, it'll all come up in English if that's what you're comfortable with, and it's just like riding. If you can go to New York and ride public transport, you could do the same thing there. Not a problem. I didn't have one single problem. And also, I barely ever needed cash. I mostly used my Apple Pay. I mostly used the Apple Pay. I um, had brought cash and barely used it because, it was in my money belt in my secret undisclosed location. And I'll put it to you like this: where I had my money belt, it was hermetically sealed by my stomach. You see what I'm saying? My stomach was like pretty much had it covered. And so that's where I kept the bulk of things. But I kept just a few, you know, bills in my pocket and some coins, just in case, because that lady that says, Uh, attentioners, pick a pocket. Well, she's not in Paris. She's not in Paris. She's only in Italy, only in Venice. So, um, attentioners, pick a pocket. That is the loudest thing to come out of Italy since the Lamborghini Diablo. She is the loudest thing since the Lamborghini Diablo. Attentioners! Pick a pocket! She's the loudest thing since Luciano Pavarotti. Yeah, she was the loudest thing since Luciano Pavarotti. Um, but again, that's just love wins movement. Don't you just love my little pop references? I got a million of them. That's a clue how old I am. I have a million of them. Um, but yeah, what was I saying? I forgot. But yeah, so that's how that rail pass work. Such a valuable tool, and you get to see so much more. And if you're adventurous, do an overnight train, and that way it takes care of one night of housing. Like if you're going to travel to another city and you think you're going to get in late, why waste that money on a hotel when you could just, get a sleeper car, or, you could, if you're comfortable seated sleeping in those plush first class seats or whatever. But yeah, why waste the money? So you get there, you can drop off your bags at most hotels, and then go and have breakfast, or look around for museum tickets or tours or whatever, and then come back, take a shower, either take a shower, take a nap, or take a shower and hit the streets. So yeah, when they say that your room is available, you go and hit that shower, and then you can go back out. So that's one of the things I did, was I did some overnight trains. And but I got to tell you a funny story. Okay, so I did have uh, one overnight train that involved me sleeping in a bunk. I shared the room with four strangers, four men, um, and I was one of them. And the bunk, I had the top berth. I'm sorry, the top berth, not bunk, berth. And I looked at the berth, the way it folds down and opens, and there was this elastic strap holding that bunk. And I looked at that. I said, "Oh my God." I told the kid on the bottom berth, I said, "Listen, I would prefer you sleep up top because I don't trust that strap." And he's like, "Well, I'm sure it's pretty strong." And I said, "Listen, kid," I said, "if I was you, I would take that top bunk because I don't trust that strap." "No, it'll be fine." I said, "Okay, okay. Are there any instructions for your next of kin? Because I don't trust that strap." He said, "Well, okay, we can switch if you want to. I don't think I said, "Trust me, the life you save will be your own." I said, "I am an overcaffeinated, chubby baby boomer with an appetite for anything fried, dyed, and laid to the side. You take that upper berth and let me sleep down here at the bottom. It's safer that way." So we switched. But seriously, though, I looked at that strap and I was like, "Good Lord, it'd be just my luck to have my image broadcast all over the free world. Um, you know, chubby American kills again." I said, "Oh no, no, no. I can't let this kid, I couldn't in good conscience allow this kid to sleep beneath me with nothing holding me back except for that little elastic strap um, bolted to that berth." So, yeah, we switched. Looking back, I say it was still a good call. It was still a good call. I mean, I was just thinking, what if they had to get the jaws of life to extract this poor kid from the train? What if it looks like the Wizard of Oz? All you can see is his little feet sticking out the end of the berth. You know what I mean? So, but on the other hand, had that berth given way and he would have got smashed, at least for his final arrangements, they wouldn't have to worry about pressing his suit. Um, they could save money by getting him a little IKEA flat pack box or something. But at that point, I'm pretty sure a long Tupperware container could have done nicely. So, yeah, we all had a good laugh and we all went to sleep, and that was the end of it. So, but yeah, it was fun. But yeah, that was one of those adventures, was sleeping in that cabin with strangers. Okay, so if there's, I'm not really paying much attention to the chat. I'm just kind of daydreaming about Paris, but I think we're good. Nothing else. But if you all want to talk travel some other time, we can do that again. Um, but otherwise, I am going to bid you all a good night. And thank you all so much for watching Royal Sussex. Uh, oh, you're welcome, Sonia Johnson. I'm glad to help. But yeah, if you guys are interested in going anywhere, just buy the ticket. If you buy the ticket, you will go. If you don't buy the ticket, you're going to keep finding excuses. So buy the ticket and just go. Just go. One of the most haunting things I've ever said in my life was before the pandemic. I was advising people. I said, if you are going to travel, I say, do it sooner rather than later, because given the geopolitical situation, you never know when we may have a situation where we won't be able to go anywhere. Now, I wasn't predicting a global pandemic. I was just saying that, the world is weird now. So do it. Don't wait. Go now. I mean, it'll be there, but will you be able to go? So go. And I promise you, I said that for about a year leading up to the pandemic. And when it happened, I was like, I am so glad. I'm so glad that I did that at the time, because, that I took that long trip at that time, because I would have been like a friend of mine I used to work with. She and her husband, they were planning a big trip and they could not go. They could not go because of the pandemic. They had to delay it for a couple of years. So I'm not saying that that could not have happened to me, because who knows? I may have decided to go later myself, but I didn't. But something was just telling me I may have helped someone, maybe not, but I just kept giving that advice. Don't wait, go. Don't think about it, do. And and hopefully that helps someone. Lisette says, 40 years ago, I fell in love with Austria and my husband. It was love at first sight, and we're still holding hands, rather. Oh, that is lovely, Lisette. And by the way, thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, you guys do go to Austria. Do go there. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Um, it is obnoxiously clean. You know how people say, "Oh, I went this place, that place. It was so dirty," and Not Vienna, not Wien, not Wien. It was, or Vienna, not Wien. It was super, super clean. And the weird experience I had was I went to uh, Budapest, which was part of the Austrian Hungarian Empire. I went to Budapest first, and then I went to Vienna. And the difference between the two, because they were part of the same empire, the cities looked very similar. The architecture was very similar. However, if I had to describe the difference between the two cities, I don't know if I said this before, but it just looked like Budapest took a good bath. It looked like somebody gave Budapest a bath. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It looked like Budapest took a bath because it was like polar opposites. You had you had either clean Budapest or dirty Vienna. That was the way it appeared to me. I was like, because you know how much I love architecture. So buildings are like faces. Sometimes I could look at a building and I could tell you where it is and around the time that it was built. That's how I am about architecture. And so the similarity in the architecture, it was just like screaming out to me. Like there's a famous what is it? Synagogue in Budapest, and there's one that is somewhat identical to it in um, Vienna. But needless to say, the one in Vienna was super, super clean. So I'm sorry to anyone from Budapest, but that was a real life experience. Sorry. Deborah Anderson, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for being here. But yeah, that was something that I noticed and it was very, very interesting. So, but still, you know, Budapest was is still a beautiful city. It's just it's not as clean as Vienna, but most places in the world are not. Uh, but anyway, last I'm going to give one little last bit of advice. If people are telling you, "Oh, I went to so and so and it wasn't clean, it wasn't this, it wasn't that," don't listen to them. If you were determined to go, go. Don't take someone else's words for it because there's like two kind of people in this world. There's some people that are going to travel and they are going to realize you're not at home and nothing is going to be the way you hoped it would be if you wanted to take home with you. But if you don't mind leaving home behind, then places that you go are going to be everything that you want it to be and then some. Like Venice, I don't know how many times I've heard, oh, Venice smells, Venice is dirty, Venice is this, Venice is that. I'm sorry, I didn't see that Venice. I did not see that Venice. I have gone to Venice in the summer when it was really hot. I didn't smell anything. I've gone to Venice in January of 99. I went there. January of 1999, I went. And of course, it was wintertime. I didn't smell anything. So that was my experience. If somebody said it was something else, I believe them, but that wasn't my experience. So the point is, that is not likely to be your experience. Be positive, hit the road, enjoy yourself. Lizzie, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being here on Royal Sussex. Okay. Let me see. TB says, oh, Prague. I saw that movie, The Unbearable Lightness of Being, with Daniel Day-Lewis and what's her name. And after I saw that movie back in the 1980s, I think it was, I was obsessed with going to Prague. But side note, it was actually filmed mostly in Finland, but I digress. I had to go to Prague. Prague will exceed your every expectation. It will. It is medieval, is Gothic, is Beaux Arts, is Art Deco, is everything. Rococo, Baroque, you name it, they got it. It is like a collection of some of the quirkiest architecture you've ever seen. And there is a gosh, I forget the name of that. It's like a cafeteria like restaurant. And oh, they got the best food. Oh, they got the best food. And someone had told me about it. I was staying at a hostel and I went and it was it was incredible. It was so good that I noticed that they served breakfast. That was the first place I stopped the next morning. I was like, "In breakfast too? I'm on it. I'm on it." So yeah, that's another thing. The food was divine. So best meal on any trip I've ever had. Best meal on any holiday, any vacation was in Prague. I ordered a salmon salad, and it was just salmon on top of, I guess it was spinach with a vinaigrette. I was hungry. It was fresh. It was so good. It was so good. I will never forget the taste of it. Never forget the taste of it. It was the best meal ever. And it wasn't at that other restaurant. It was at some other place, but oh, that was so good. I could still taste it. I could still taste it. And they brought baguettes in a bag, which was so smart. It was like one of those little skinny bags that you would like put a bottle of wine in. Well, they sliced the baguette, and by putting it in that paper bag, when they served the meal, the bread was just crunchy enough on the outside and just soft enough on the inside. And you just like rip the bag open and you take the little slices out to eat with your meal. Brilliant. Those little touches like that made a big difference. Oh, excuse me. So, um, okay, it's been an hour and a half, so I am going to go for real this time. Oh, the Shroud of Turin. Oh, and oh, wow. Oh, no. Yeah, TB. Exactly. Exactly. That's my sentiment. Don't delay. Go as soon as you can. Yep. Go as soon as you can. Wow. I'm sorry that happened. Okay. Oh, wouldn't that be a hoot? Wouldn't that be a hoot to be on the road with the squatties? Okay. I'm just looking at a couple more of your comments. Oh, thank you so much, Lizzie. Thank you so much. There's one place that I have to go is Metz, which is a town in France. Even though I think it's like on the border with Germany, but I have a friend that comes from that little town, so I promised him that one day I would go there. Um, and it's just one of those quaint river towns, and I will definitely go. It's spelled Metz, Meds, but I have to go there. As a matter of fact, I should just stop by his family's house. Hi, you don't know me, but I am an American. But no, I don't. I'm not armed. I'm here to visit. I'm not here to make trouble. Oh, yeah. Well, the weird thing is when you're traveling and people hear that American accent, it's like their finger just goes up because they assume you're looking for McDonald's or Starbucks. And yeah, it's just like they people start raising their fingers up to point to the McDonald's or Starbucks. Also known as the American Embassy. Yeah, that's what some people call McDonald's the American Embassy. That's like one of those little in jokes with some Europeans. I'm gonna do that next time. I'm gonna ask someone, "Hi, can you tell me where I can find the American Embassy?" And McDonald's is just down the road 2 meters away. Bonjour and what is it? Um, Montclair? No, not Montclair. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Oh, yep. Well, we'll have to talk about that another time. I've never been there, but I have a secondhand story about it. I have a secondhand story about it. I don't know if I should ever tell it, but I have a secondhand story about Egypt. Ooh, Venice and Budapest. Good choice. Good choice. All right. Budapest is beautiful. I loved it. I really did. I stayed in a hostel that was really like a very large apartment. And yeah, I'm so much older now, so I don't know if I'm going to do the hostels again, especially post pandemic. I'm not inclined to do the um, hostels anymore. I think I need my own space. But it was fun. I didn't mind the hostels, the energy that the young people have. It just kind of makes you feel younger, you know. Even though I went to bed earlier than most people, and you know, but still, I didn't mind, and the noise of people entering and exiting and such did not bother me. 'Cause I was traveling and I was tired and, I just when I was sleepy, I fell asleep and it didn't bother me. Lisette says, "Baron, if you're a baby boomer, could it be that you're also" I don't know what that number is. Who sent you, AARP? Oh, who sent you, AARP? Get thee behind me, AARP. Ah. I feel like a vampire, like somebody just lifted the shades and let the sunlight in. Turning, turned, turned. It depends on how you want to look at it. Ah, it is so weird when I see my age um, in print, right? It's the birthday I'm okay with, but when I see my age, which may be more or less than that number there, Uh, when I see that number, I'm shocked. I'm always shocked. I'm just like, who is that person? Who is that old person? Oh man, that is so funny. But yeah, I remember the first time I saw the 40s. I was just like, good God, is that me? That was me. Ooh, why are my hands sweating? Oh, planning to celebrate in my hometown, Cape Town, asking for a friend. Uh, well, I hope it's everything that you want it to be. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I've heard that. Yes, it does. I cannot I can't say that number. It gets stuck in my windpipe. I can't say those numbers. It gets stuck. Yeah, I have a bit of a, what do you call it? I have a tick. I have one of those weird ticks where when I try to say certain numbers, I can't form the words. It's kind of like Kate, my mouth goes askew. You know how Kate has her mouth askew? That's what happens when I try to say my birthday. Ah, okay. Now it really is time to go. It really is time to go. I have to get up early so I can yell at the kids and tell them to stay off the grass. Um, and, and like most baby boomers, I have to go to the window and keep sliding the curtain back, so nobody can see my face, but I can see just enough to call the police. Uh, I have to pull that curtain back just enough. You could barely see the whites of my eyes, so I could, just in case I need to call the police. Because that's what we do. We peek out the window and we call the police. Any little thing, we call the police. Uh, oh, thank you, Desiree Dotson. Thank you so much for that. Uh, ah, oh, wow. God bless. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, Lizzie. I'm still not saying. That's nice, but I can't form the words. I cannot form the words. It's like I had a bad shot of Botox. My mouth don't work that way. Ah, yes, it's like I had a bad shot of Botox. I cannot form those sounds. What is that? What I 16? Uh, See, and my vision is affected too. Certain numbers, I flip them around unconsciously. Let me see here. Let me see. My grandmother said she was always 40 years old because she wanted it that way. She did not care what anyone said. Her brother told her to stop lying. He told to mind his business. All right, you guys. I'm fixing to go. These numbers are making me dizzy. These numbers are making me dizzy. And honestly, I don't know what is my waist size, what is my height, or what is my age. They are all blending together at this point. So, and you know that's bad when you can easily confuse your height, your waist, and your age. And that being said, ah, that being said, yes, I have had all those numbers sometimes a little over or under. Oh man, I'm having too much fun. Okay, I'm fixing to go for real because things are getting weird and uh, yes. How did we get here? We were talking about Paris. I love Paris. I just love Paris. When I eat a croissant at the Arc de Triomphe, I know I'm in Paris. Then I go to my hotel and hope my card won't fail when it's time to pay the bill. That's my own version of that song. Yeah. And then sometimes when I'm feeling po, I go to McDonald when I'm in Paris. You all never heard that song? It's called La Mia Am Po. It's called La Mia Mia Am Po. That is a very old French song that was written by an American, inspired by La Mion. La, what is it? La. What do you know that song? La Mion Be Rose. Yeah, it was inspired by that song. It's called, um, what I just said. All right. I am getting punchy. I must be tired, so I'm gonna go. But thank you all so much. It has been a pleasure as per usual. And thank you for showing up for today's roundup and other stuff. And I will see you all tomorrow as usual. Uh, uh, Reva, if you're as young as you feel, I'm not sure you're helping me right now. I'm not sure you're helping me right now. I mean, all you have to do is see me get out of a seated position, and you will know something is not right. Something has changed. Okay, I didn't do a last word of the day, did I? My last word of the day is one that I have shared before. It was applicable the first time I said it, and it is just as applicable now. Um, if I had to describe the way I am, I'm kind of like a box of cereal. On most cereal boxes, it says items may have shifted during transport. However, the weight and volume are still the same. And that's how I describe myself. Some product may have shifted uh, upon delivery. uh, but I promise you, the weight and volume is still the same, or at least until Thanksgiving. And so, as usual, whenever you see our queens, it is time to go. Y'all know what I mean. And thank you to the moderators for keeping this a safe space. Oh, I eat that stuff like tapioca. Yeah, aspartame, I eat it like tapioca. Yeah, it works better that way. You put some on your joints, you just kind of lick a little bit of it off a spoon. I'm just kidding. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Um, all right, you guys. I'm having fun though. Thank you all so much. I am having fun. And I do enjoy talking about travel. It's like my favorite thing ever. The only time I could ever say I truly felt free and happy at the same time was on the road with a rail pass in my pocket and some spending money and a dream. That's when I felt my best. That's when I felt free. I felt alive. I felt invincible. That's how I feel when I travel. Yeah, that's how I feel when I travel. Thank you, Lisette. Thank you. Yeah, and I hear that sometimes I sound rather younger, and I tell you, the last time I got carded entering a club, I've always had kind of a baby face and a rather youthful hairline. So before my hair got so white, I was still getting carded a lot, which was a lot of fun. I would love to see them do that double take. It mostly worked, when you go into a club when the lights are not so intense, but I miss those days when they would like do that double take looking at my license, my ID. That was fun, but I don't get that so much anymore. Connie Balmer! Hey, Connie Balmer, or should I say the best reason to visit Switzerland? Thank you so much for being here. Oh, thank you, Connie Balmer. Yes, it was a very different show today. Um, I think half of it I've been talking about Europe. So if that gives you any idea of what things was like, I dragged a couple of the Royals. I praised the Sussexes, my usual stuff. And then it got weird. That's when the wheels came off. All right. Okay. So we've done everything. I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger. And I will see you all tomorrow. Love you guys. Have a good night.